Well, yes. Red Wall MPs tell Starmer to get tough on immigration or we will lose our seats to reform. So this is around 35 MPs and they've formed a pressure group, which I think they've called the Wet Flannels. And they've done this because they know that they sit in constituencies where their constituents will be very unhappy with the immigrant crisis. There's a high percentage probability that they are likely to have voted Brexit. They probably voted for the Tories in 2019. They swung back to Labour for change in 2024, and what they've learned is that there is no difference and therefore no change between the Tories and Labour. And I know people think that we're the sort of propaganda arm of reform, particularly the detesters of GB News. We're not, OK? There are a lot of supporters of reform here. Well, we're genuinely, no one tells us what to say here, but it's very, very easy because Reform are the only party that are talking any sense on immigration. And they're the only ones that have got a history of talking complete sense on immigration.
Wait, the way you... Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
The way Paul says it is like there's sense and there's not sense. It was like during the Trump Kamala Harris, thing. Like people are actually voting for Kamala Harris or they're actually voting for Trump. No, they're voting for the big issues of the day, which is immigration is, on one hand, is like we're against immigration. Why are we against immigration? Because we support the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Picts, the Celts. We support the Nigerians living in this country.
They're talking here about looking at other issues, including access to GPs, antisocial behaviour, the cost of living crisis. You could argue, some people would argue, that those topics all kind of come as subtopics under immigration. There's some relationship there.
It's a really good point, Krista, and they should argue that, because what they have to try and do is detach those arguments in order to make their original point, which is that immigration is absolutely fine and there's nothing for us to worry about. Because all other policies are designed for us to be coached into believing that's true. So if you start picking away at it, you're going to find out very quickly that immigration, no matter whether you like diversity or not, is causing huge problems in the UK.
Absolutely.